Talk to me about what I'm buying. This is a Motor Trend certified vehicle. What's that mean to me?
Well, you get 6 months of coverage to begin with, 7,500 miles.
Well, what's it cover? Probably nothing like most warranties do.
Absolutely not. This is a very valuable package to you.
Oh, and you're a car salesman. Tell me it's a valuable package, so I'm going to believe that.
No, you're not. I've got to prove it to you.
Yes, you do.
In addition to what we went over earlier,
Can you show me what's covered?
Sure.
How?
Right here.
And that doesn't show me shit.
I can walk out on the lot and show you examples of what would be covered.
No, you cannot.
Why not?
Because you can't open up an engine and tell me what's covered.
I'm talking in regards to paintless dent repair.
No,
key
you
replacement.
know, we're not talking about it. We're talking about the warranty itself.
Okay.
What's covered?
Powertrain.
Yeah, but what else? Here's what, and by the way, Chris, I'm baiting you a bit because here's what I discovered this morning.
Okay.
I discovered this morning that these fine fellows do not have a double-sided laminate with the inspection on one side and the warranty on another.
Can I see one of those?
Yeah. Go to page 9 and 10.
Okay.
You guys need this.
Yeah, we do.
You need a double-sided laminate that shows the inspection process on one side, and on the other side, it shows what is covered with the 675. It's called a named component limited warranty.
Do you have any extras of those, Steve? Thanks, sir.
You got it.
Yeah, now see, I was unaware it covered the heating and cooling system, the braking system.
It's a really, really good warranty.
It's a comprehensive warranty.
It's a comprehensive limited warranty, and the reason that sounds like an oxymoron, it's called a limited warranty because the federal government requires that even a new car warranty be called a limited warranty.
Right.
Subaru's 36 is a limited warranty.
Bless you.
So is Lincoln's warranty. So this is, but it's most warranties that dealers provide non-factory certified vehicles are usually powertrain only, no seals and gaskets with a higher deductible. So
Okay.
you need to make sure the customer understands the nature of this warranty. What's
Well,
covered?
this is good
Sir,
that we have
man,
this.
everything listed here is covered. If it's not listed here, it is not covered. What's the deductible?
$100
It's $100 per visitor per component.
each visit.
Each visit. Right. All right. All right, Chris, keep going.
In addition to the powertrain, you're also getting coverage on your seals and gaskets that are associated with it, taxes and fluids, air conditioning and heating system. And I would assume this includes the fan as well. Is that
Is the fan listed?
nothing to see?
Condenser fans.
Yeah, fans. Your braking system, your ABS control unit, wheel sensors, anything involved with that. Your suspension, upper and lower control arms, your struts, shocks.
You don't need to go through this word for word, but you need
Right.
to.
I need to know it.
You need to know. You don't need to know it word for word either. Let the customer look at it while you're explaining it and say, Gary, let me simplify it for you. Your windshield wiper motor's covered. Your blades aren't. Your braking system is covered. Your pads aren't. Your engine's covered. Your belts and hoses aren't. Basically, if it's a wear item, it's not going to be covered. If it's a mechanical item that can break or fail, it probably will be covered. But if you have any questions, go to your policy and it will tell you exactly what is covered.
So are belts considered a wearable?
Belts are wear,
Yeah,
belts
that's
wear
right.
out, okay? How old's your belt?
God, I have no idea.
It's gonna wear out one day,
Yeah.
Older than me, probably.
okay? All right, keep going.
In addition to the suspension, your steering.
No.
No. What?
Skip, next
thing on the
next
thing there.
benefit.
You want to pick up where Gary left off with the windshield repair?
I wanna hear you create value in paintless dent repair.
Paintless dent repair. Obviously, you know your insurance policy is probably going to have a deductible.
$500.
Pardon me?
$500 is my deductible.
Yeah. So before you get anything done to that, you're kind of going to come up with $500. With this paintless dent repair, if you do get a dent that is that does not require paint work on it, you've already saved yourself $500 right there, or $400 because there's a $100 deductible on it.
How long have you been here?
Year.
Okay. No. The only deductible is associated with the mechanical limited warranty. Paintless dent repair, no deductible. Cosmetic wheel, no deductible. Road hazard, no deductible. Key replacement, no deductible. Windshield repair, no deductible.
So question,
Yes.
with the road hazard, since Subaru does have their own roadside assistance, that's what I meant.
If I'm talking to a new car customer, I don't bring up roadside assistance because it
Okay.
comes from the factory, whether it's a new Lincoln or a new Subaru.
So when I'm presenting this out, usually what I say is, all right, so this is what's called the Select 6 package that you get for the first 6 months that you own the vehicle. Since you are buying a new one, it is a Select 5 because you don't need this roadside assistance since you have the one through your manufacturer.
The roadside assistance is in effect. If they can get quicker service from our roadside assistance than they can Subarus, which is often the case, they can use it. They can use
Okay.
ours.
Okay, so that's,
Okay, so
that's
they're,
what I was curious
they're
about.
double covered for 6 months.
Okay,
Okay?
gotcha.
And there's no deductible on any of these 6.
No
of the Select
deductible
Plus.
on any of
Okay,
those
just want to
6
make sure. The only place there's a deductible is a $100 deductible on your on the mechanical.
limited
portion of it.
warranty. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so back to painless dent repair. Make it have value for me. And here's the reason I say make it have value. If 100 people get a ding or a dent today, how many of them will seek out a retail paintless dent repair facility to have the ding or dent fixed?
1.
0.2. What do people do when they get a ding or a dent, Nathan?
We'll probably just leave it.
They get mad, then they leave
About
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah, they get mad, then they leave it.
And
Okay?
devalues the vehicle for when they do go back to
Right.
trade it
So,
in.
so you know the example I use, if I go out to eat, I went to the Outback Steakhouse last night. Had I commandeered the hostess's microphone and said, "May I have your attention? For anyone that will come up and give me their name and their email address, I'll give you 6 months of paintless dent repair coverage." How many people do you think would have gotten up out of their seats to come and see me?
You had
Maybe
a
one.
line.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe one.
They don't know what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody knows what it is.
Maybe one.
How full was it?
There was a decent crowd there.
Because if you're lucky, you might have gotten 2.
Yeah, there was a decent crowd there. But the problem is, if I say, Nathan, you're going to get painless dent repair coverage from us for 6 months, in ear, in one ear, out the other.
What does it mean to the average Joe?
Doesn't mean a damn thing unless we can create value. Chris,
So-
Chris, certainly in your lifetime you've come out from having been in a restaurant or a church or a shopping center and found that someone dinged or dented your vehicle, right?
Of course.
What did you do?
Let it slide because I didn't want to pay my deductible on it.
$500 deductible, it's a $100 repair.
Right.
Wouldn't make sense.
Right.
Okay? But did you end up paying for that eventually?
Obviously, when you get a traded in, it devalues
They
the
don't
vehicle.
know that. They do not know that. You do. They don't. They're going to go, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you did pay for that ding. In fact, you probably paid for 7 or 8 or 9 dings or dents by the time you traded or sold the car. And each one of those, $50 to $100.
Right.
And the reason you paid for them is when someone looks at your car, whether it's us as a dealer or a private purchaser, when they look at your car, they are going to devalue your vehicle based on the number of dings and dents that you got."
Right. Put yourself in a position if you were the person going to purchase the vehicle
There
that
you
you're trying
go.
to trade in.
There
Do you
you
want to
go.
buy a vehicle that's got a dent in the side of the door?
You've been selling cars long enough to know. Have you ever had a customer looking at a used car, maybe a new car, and found a blemish or a dent and go, "Oh, no, I don't want this one"?
Absolutely.
Yeah, or they ask you to pay to have them fixed.
That's why I think it's important that when you do an appraisal on a vehicle, we don't all do it, but to do have the customer with you when you do the appraisal, to do a walk around,
Absolutely.
and just to make reference to the point that you know that dent is there. Just touch it.
No.
Why not?
That's from 1992. How old are you?
55.
You're like a puppy. Okay?
Why is that not valuable?
Because it's old technology. You know what you do now? You say you got dings and dents like everybody else in the state of Virginia. Not a problem. You know what? You might have coverage that'll fix all these dings and dents. By the way, they're about 50 to $100 a piece. Fix them all at no cost to you. Make your car worth a whole lot more. Did you purchase a paintless dent repair policy when you bought this car?
No.
Well, that's the number two answer. The number one answer is what's that?
Right.
Okay? You're going to say, well, it's a policy that, shoot, comes with every one of our vehicles,
So what's the reasoning
complimentary.
behind not devaluing the customer's trade-in vehicle?
My God, did you not hear what I just said?
I did. I'm just asking you said that this is old school technology,
Listen to what I just said. I said, had you had that policy, would have fixed all these dings and dents for you, made your vehicle worth a whole lot more. I devalued it in a manner that is completely different than the way you did it.
Okay.
I didn't have to trash the customer's car.
So let's
I would, Chris, I was taught to do it exactly the way you just did it right there. And I was taught to do that in 1983, 1986, 1991, 1994. It lost its effect in 1994.
Okay.
Okay, people still do it. The silent trade walk. Ooh, ooh.
Touch, turn, look.
Yeah, you know what? It's bullshit. Okay, talk to the customer. You got to, it's okay to have dings and dents. Ask them if they've got the policy. They won't have the policy. Now that automatically devalues their car, creates additional value in your car, and you can set up the finance manager like the finance manager's never been set up before in his or her life.
That's not personal towards the customer.
No, look, if you trash my car, I don't like you. And if I don't like you, I'm less likely to buy a car from you.
Right.
I'm on a soapbox right now.
I can tell.
I'm raving.
Keep going.
What
I'm
he
raving.
did was he put them under umbrella so that they can say, yeah, because we all have dents instead of saying your
So
car.
instead of
Yeah,
pointing it out directly and creating a
No,
scenario,
no,
you're
just
just
make-
giving an umbrella of we all have them. These are how they affect
Everybody,
the value of your
this
car.
is evidence you're a perfectly normal human being. This is evidence that you go to church. This is evidence that you've been to a restaurant. This is evidence you've been to a shopping center. You might have coverage. You might have something that'll fix all these things. You got about $700 or $800 worth here. Shoot, make your car worth a whole lot more. Did you buy a paintless dent repair policy when you bought this vehicle?
You're setting yourself up to.
I'm setting myself up to devalue their car without saying a bad word about it, increase the value of my car, and set up the finance manager. Because I'm going to say, Gary, and if you plan on keeping your vehicle longer than 6 months, and I bet you do, make sure you check with Candace or Jamie. They'll show you how you can extend this coverage out to 5 years. Now does it make sense? Okay. The silent trade walk, basically I'm doing everything that I was taught to do on the silent trade walk, but now I'm engaging the customer actively. So the physical movements are exactly the same.
Now I will say this because I worked where Chris worked for who knows how long, and that's where I started, and that's how we were taught.
Then
That
do you have an attorney?
do I do it now? No,
I want
but-
you to hire an attorney. I want you
Okay.
to sue those people for malpractice. They've cost you thousands of dollars. Okay?
You were there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
okay.
absolutely right.
Class action suit.
But if you think about it, I was there too.
You were there too.
All of you have been ruined.
All of it been there. But you know what, honestly, what we're taught in the past, if we learn something new, we replace it with the old. To me, this here is such better, it's not poking at the bear of the customer who's already heard the same shit everywhere he's went.
Exactly.
You're putting there, and then plus you're including yourself and everybody in the dealership under the same premise, so it's not really signaling them out. But I know where you guys are coming from because I learned the same way: the turn, the touch, to look at the customer.
Oh, yeah.
Get the
trade sheet dirty.
And I believe
Yeah, the whole thing.
they've been through that too, because every customer's bought I don't know how many cars. You don't think that they've done with that so many times, and every time.
They're prepared for you to trash their car. It makes you look like the asshole they think you are. Okay? When you don't trash their car, suddenly you're not like the other car salespeople that they have not bought a car from. You're different. And when I ask you the next question, when I say, hey, Aaron, you know what? You didn't buy paintless dent and repair, but you know what? You may have some benefits that you don't remember that you purchased that will make your vehicle worth more. Or Chris, you might have some benefits that by the laws of the state of Virginia, we can get you some cash back. Nathan, do you have the paperwork from your previous purchase handy?
It's in the glove box, probably.
Grab that for me. I'll take it to my manager, let them go through it, see how much money we can find for you, see what coverages you have in place that may make your car worth more.
Makes sense.
And by the way,
I was just told, for years that was the state.
this is why I want you to sue somebody. okay?
Couldn't be a better group to sue over.
Look, the training in the automobile business is the worst training in any industry in the history of mankind, all right? Now, why is that? Because the automobile is the most popular product in the history of mankind, okay? If I live in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and I don't have wheels, am I professionally and socially handicapped?
Yes.
So I've got to have what you sell. The problem is, everybody sells them. I have lots of choices. So a car dealer, how many car dealers do you know? By hand, about 100 maybe?
At least
How many are poor?
2.
Pretty much, if you're not the dumbest son of a bitch on the planet, you're going to make a ton of money when you're a car dealer. So they don't really need to change anything.
Those 2 are out of business now, by the way.
Yeah. I know the ones, the bad ones, the ones I know that aren't rich are out of business. Everybody else is rich. Why? Because they sell the most popular product in the history of mankind. They don't train their salespeople worth a damn. When I was a manager, I was a miserable trainer of my salespeople because I just did what my managers had taught me to do in 1979. When you became a manager, what school did you go to that taught you how to grow and develop people?
Oh, it was the same old Joe Verdi stuff passed down from,
Joe Verdi should be dead.
yeah, just different names. We had Grant Cardone, we had George Dans.
At least
It was all the same stuff.
Grant Cardone had some novel ideas.
That's true.
Okay, he's the only automotive sales trainer I've ever paid any attention to. He has decent ideas. But look, has the customer changed the way they buy cars?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. If we keep doing it the way that I was trained to do it, how long you been doing this, Chris?
8 years.
Okay, I study this profession. Okay, this morning I demonstrate for the group how to buy a 2018 Forester in 4 minutes. It's coming, my friends. It's coming. I've got an app here. By the way, I've known about this for all of 2 weeks. I've got an app that says Fair. I downloaded the app, punched in my name and my email address. It asked me to take a picture of my driver's license. I did. In 5 seconds, it told me I was qualified to pay $1,250 a month. In 2 minutes, I found a 2016 4 Series BMW convertible for $415 a month. I clicked on it. The next page asked me for my bank account number so they could withdraw 3 months of payments out of my checking account and come and pick up the car. Literally under 5 minutes. And by the way, at the end of 3 months, it was my option whether to keep the car or not.
That is pretty cool.
100% money back guarantee for 5 days. Gentlemen, this is active in 17 states right now.
It's called Fair.
F-A-I-R.
That's it.
Fair. Log on to fair.com or go to the App
Now,
Store.
is that just like Carvana pretty much?
No, it's not like Carvana. I've done Carvana. Carvana took me a whole lot longer to buy a car than this did. Now, this doesn't have new cars yet, but I looked at the dealers that they're working with, and there's lots of new car franchises.
So they are using an actual frame. So it's,
Oh,
it's
these
not like Carvana where it's a.
No, these are dealers that they're hooking up with.
Okay.
Okay, but I don't know if you caught this. At the end of 3 months, I could give the car back, or
So it's like a 3-month
like a
lease,
or
basically.
they say it's not a lease, it's not a rental. I don't know what you would call it
It's
then.
pay for usage.
At
It's
the
a
end
lease.
at the end of 3 months, I get to either pay for it if I like it, or turn it back in. Now, I haven't gone through the fine print. I don't know what the mileage limitations are. I would
Yeah,
imagine
that's what I was gonna ask.
I would imagine there has to be some.
Of course.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I don't bet that BMW ate this in the summertime for 3 months.
no shit.
I know, right?
I know.
No shit.
I know that Volvo's doing.
I don't know how they
Volvo,
qualify.
Cadillac.
I don't know how they qualified me without a social security
Yeah, that's
number.
what I was going to ask. That's kind of scary.
Unless, I guess, can you go in, just John, Stephen, Richard with my address and pull some sort of soft pull?
They must have found something with your
Driver's license number.
license number. They must have linked in with the DMV somehow, maybe.
Wouldn't it be illegal if you haven't given them permission to look
They
at
can
your
do
Well,
it. You can do a soft pull anytime you want.
Right.
Every time you get these pre-approved stuff, they're doing soft pulls and they're seeing your score and that's it. And if you have a certain score,
Man,
But didn't those people have to fill something out and
nope,
agree
there's
to
no
it?
inquiry show up in your report or nothing.
I'm telling you, this took less than 5 minutes to purchase a car.
That's scary.
Now, I've got another one that my brother turned me on to called Honker, Honckeer. It took me 6 or 7 minutes to punch in the vehicle I wanted to lease, and I got lease payments. I got everything I needed. They asked me for my credit, and they're going to send me to a car dealer, just like that. I'm telling you guys, this business is changing faster than I even thought it was. I thought it was changing fast.
So I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious your personal approach and how you deal with the elderly. Because at Lincoln, obviously, we get a little. The age demographic is a little bit higher.
Sure.
We get a lot of people coming in here.
They're more like me.
You know, a lot of people coming in here that still, are convinced that any pre-owned vehicle on the market, on the lot out here, we've got $4,000 in markup in it. If they're not internet savvy, they don't understand that. It's hard to explain to them that, hey, I can't price my vehicles like that anymore, because when you do a search, it's going to pull it up. If I'm overpriced, you're never going to come to me to begin with.
But what you just said there is spot on, and it's fairly easy to understand.
I'm just curious if you have another approach or anything that you personally.
Yes, I do. Chris, when's the last time you bought a car? Play the role of a customer.
Okay.
When's the last time you bought a
3
car?
years ago.
When you bought that car 3 years ago,
Wait, let's go back. Let's say 6 years ago.
When you bought the car 6 years ago, Chris, I'm going to bet $1 to a dime. You had to negotiate with that dealership, whether it was a salesman, a sales manager, or a whole bunch of people, in order to get yourself a fair discount and a good price, right?
Correct.
Chris, how much fun was it?
None.
You and 300 million Americans agreed it was the most distasteful part of the purchase process. But you know what? Car dealers weren't going to change. Car dealers have been doing it that way since you've been buying cars, since I've been in the car business. But since you last bought a car, there has been a revolution in the industry. And the revolution has been driven by consumers just like you. It wasn't that we wised up and got smarter and decided to do things in an intelligent manner that really helped the customer have a better experience. I'd love to say that was the reason. It wasn't. You made us change, Chris. Because, Chris, I'm going to guess you did a little bit of research on the internet, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay? And if our price hadn't been looking really
Let's
good.
go back into play devil's advocate. No, I don't know. I'm old. I don't have the email. I don't know how to access the internet.
Well, let me tell you, even though you do not have access to the internet, you didn't do any research, you are going to benefit from the 94% of the people that buy cars that do.
Right.
Because here's what happens. Look, the price of our vehicle is on the internet. All right? You can get the price. And we have to pre-discount it. What you had to fight for in the past, Chris, you don't have to fight for anymore.
Somebody else has already fought for it.
You know how we price our cars now? The same way that grocery stores price groceries, the same way that airlines price their tickets, the same way that motels price their rooms, the same way that gasoline stations price their gasoline. Third-party software. It forces us to provide you a market-based price, which is pre-discounted. And Chris, here's the best news of all. This is going to be the fastest and most pleasant purchase experience of your entire life. Now, that applies to every dealership up and down this road. We've taken it one step further. Because even though we're going to give you a good discounted price, because we have to, not because we want to, because we have to, you're going to still wonder, could they do any better? Might there be a better price out there somewhere? We're going to guarantee you in writing that there is not. We have a best value guarantee. Works really simply. Once you take delivery today, we give you 3 days. Search any Lincoln store on this planet. Okay? If you find the same Lincoln, and you know you can, And it comes with the same benefits we offer, and it's advertised for a nickel or $5,000 less than you bought it from us for. You just show us that website, we cut your check back for the difference on the spot. By the way, we put this in writing. Has any dealer ever told you that before, Chris?
No.
Follow me, my man. We're gonna have fun today, and it's gonna go fast.
Yeah, because we run into that. I don't know if you guys at Subaru do, but we run into that a lot because you get people in their 70s and 80s. You know, that
You will run into it far more than any Subaru salesperson will.
right.
Okay, in fact, I'm gonna guess Lincoln's gotta be among the highest age demographic out there. Yeah, you will.
So I just was curious your
Yeah,
approach.
that would be-
anything else that I'm missing out there and trying.
That is my approach, and by the way, that approach is 100% honest.
Yeah.
It's the absolute truth. You know, people ask me, how do I get a good deal on a car? You know, my response is, show up. Just show up. You're going to get a good deal on a vehicle, whether it be new or used. Do whatever research you want to. Just show up. I said, don't lie to the salesperson. And they always go, what? Don't lie to the salesperson? I said, yeah, don't lie to the salesperson. Because I'm going to tell you, if there's 100 people, 100 salespeople and 100 customers, the customer is about 100 times more likely to lie to a salesperson than the salesperson is to lie to a customer. And that, by the way, that's the truth too. And for you consumers that watch this video, that's the truth. Quit lying to salespeople. I'll get roasted. I'll get roasted for this one.
Yeah, you might get a little.
I'm not as good as you. I only got 840.
I'm older than you. I'm older than you. Isn't it amazing?
It is.
There's a dealer in Norfolk who's doing
Yeah,
it.
we're
So it's in the
looking at it
state.
right now. Subaru. Yeah, for this fair app.
Oh, so it's in Virginia?
Yep.
Yeah, you can choose Northern Virginia, DC, and Hampton Roads right now.
I'll be doggone.
And it's at a Ford store that they have a Subaru for that.
I just,
Used.
Yeah, all of
Yeah,
them.
you
I
can't
just,
renew.
I have another app,
That's crazy.
Yoshi. You know what Yoshi does for me?
What?
Yoshi comes to my house and fills up my gas tank. And fills up my wife's gas tank.
Really?
And by the way, if I need my oil changed, they'll change the oil in my driveway. If I need the car detailed, they'll detail the vehicle
Really?
in the driveway.
Nice.
Yoshi.
Hang on.
YOSHI.
Yoshi.
Because my motorcycle
There's
needs
actually
gas, but I don't want to ride it
another
right now.
company that's doing that too. They're trying to break in Virginia area. But yeah, that's coming heavy. This company that he's talking about, it's in California. It was booming over there, and now it's starting to make its way.
Yeah,
across.
it's in Atlanta now.
Yeah, I mean, it is coming, and you're right about the car purchasing. I mean, it was having this conversation with a salesperson the other day. He was like, you know, with the internet, you know, they're weeding us out. And I'm like, even after the fact, a salesperson still needed because they might buy the car, get down the road. You know for a fact, especially with Lincoln customers, they're not tech savvy. So after they buy the car, they're still continually calling you for this or that or pairing the phones. So, you know, to say that the internet is going to erase all the salespeople and that we're not going to...
The internet's going to erase sales managers before
Yeah.
it's going to erase salespeople.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah.
Good thing, I mean,
No,
technically,
and you know, you guys are blessed because you've got a dealership that actually is investing in creating a better value proposition than 95% of the stores out there. By the way, there now is another Motor Trend store in the state of Virginia,
Well, yeah, where?
Danville.
Danville.
I saw that.
I drove from Danville last. I didn't realize there was a mountain range between Danville and Harrisonburg.
Must be a Honda store down there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a slick Honda store.
Yeah.
I saw that you
They,
posted
they
it.
own like 5 stores in Virginia.
North Carolina, yeah. You know, we don't do business with any of the other ones, or Motor Trend anyway.
Yeah. I knocked on those doors one time and found out there was a different agency in there. And I called
There
Bill
was the
Sager.
ADG. Yeah.
Bill said, get away. Go, go, go.
But you guys have got, I mean, you know, John Wade and Scott and your management team, I mean, they invest fairly heavily in this to give you guys a competitive advantage. And this does give you a competitive advantage, but only if the customer gets it. Otherwise, it's nothing but a dead expense. Now, I have salespeople say, well, Steve, I showed this customer, they didn't see any value in it. Look, if I present this, and nobody on the planet can present this better than I can. If I present it to 100 people, I'm going to have 20 that look at me and say, hey, pal, read my lips. I want the lowest price. I don't give a shit about that other stuff. 20% aren't going to see any value in this. But if I don't make 100 solid presentations, none will. 80% will see value from a quality conversation you have with the customer about this stuff. Okay? People see value when you talk about this, don't they? Yes. Yeah, you do it well. There's no dogs around here. If there are dogs around here, they're not here anymore.
Is this something you suggest bringing up out on the lot?
And bring it up early and often. I'm giving away stuff to the customer. I'm guaranteeing they can't pay too much or buy the wrong car. Why would I hold back that information?
Here's what I wish I had this when I was a salesperson. Let me tell you why. I walk down the lot. I'm going down through there. And all right, what am I going to say to this customer? I know what I'm going to say something to him. The first thing I'm going to say is I'm just looking. And if I'm not on my game, I don't know how to overcome that. If I'm not on my game. So I go down there now. Welcome to Bob White Auto World. My name is Gary. Are you here to see anybody in particular?
Nope.
Or are you just looking?
I'm just looking, as a matter of fact.
Well, great. Before you start looking, let me show you some value.
By the way, stop right there.
If you choose.
Do you know what he just did there? He prevented me from saying I was just looking.
Yeah.
He told me I was just looking.
Yeah.
That's ultra strong right there.
Let me show you something that's the additional value you get if you choose to purchase a car from us. And then I go around with that card and I go through the card line by line with that and the benefits. And I don't say paintless dent repair anymore because I've had enough people tell me, what's that? You know, paintless dent repair, you know, hey, in the event that you get a dent in your car for the next 6 months, up to 4 inches, come back in, we'll take care of it for you at no charge to you. That way you don't have to spend that $60 or $80 or $100 to take care of that dent. Or better yet, you don't have to ride around the car with dents in it. You know, and so I go on like that, and I go on through all the different benefits. I mean, I don't tell them what it is. I get them to create a visual. You know, have you ever dropped your keys? Have you ever dropped your phone and broke the lens? Well, these keys are just like your phone now. You drop them, you get them wet. It's a computer. They'll break.
Yeah.
So if that happens in the next 6 months, we're going to replace that key fob and program it for you free of charge. That could be up to $750. That's how much we cover each occurrence. So I build those values there with that. But it creates a conversation, it creates a story. Now the other thing is, when I was in sales, we made a lot of money on front end gross. We got paid. Your all's commissions are not based that way no more. You sell a new car, you sell a used car, more likely you're not getting a whole lot of commission, right? Your commission is based on total revenue front and back. So if you do a good job of explaining those Motor Trend benefits and getting them seeing value in that 6 month, 7,500 mile warranty, and see the value in a key replacement and dent replaces, and when you parallel park, I don't know about you, I'm a terrible parallel parker. Every time I do it, I hit the curb and scratch up my wheels. We're going to take care of that for you free of charge. You create that value. Two things happen. One is nobody else has got a car offering the same benefits, so the car is more valuable. You're creating conversation with the customer. You're breaking the ice. You're getting a dialogue. But even the most important thing for everybody in this room is if you create the value that 6 months is nice, isn't the upgrade to 5 years even more important? And if they upgrade to 5 years, guess what that means to your wallet?
Gets fatter.
It gets fatter. So the better job you do of this meet and greet, building that rapport with the customer, showing the customer what they're getting, the better chance you have of selling a car for one, and the better chance you have a fatter wallet.
Can I add something?
Bottom line at the end of the day.
Can I add something with that? Not everybody here, you know, I don't care how good a salesperson you are, you're gonna have somebody on a lot that's gonna continue shopping, ain't even gonna come in the damn building. Let's be honest, nobody is perfect.
It happens.
If you don't have that card on you, they're not following you. If they're not coming in to buy a car, they're not going to follow you in for a card.
Nope.
So if you're out on the lot, you ain't got that card, and they leave Arrivederci, then they've got nothing to reflect back on when they go across the street, Stephen Toyota.
Right.
So, you know, having that card on you at all times, I mean, I can't stress it
I can-
enough.
Hey,
It
one
is
more.
essential.